Rogers TV.
Well, welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. You're in for a treat. Oh my goodness, we've got a lot of food on today's show. Doug Knight is here. He's going to be preparing some great dips. We've got Lucia Zagumas back on the show. She's got some great sweet treats for you. We've got a couple of events to tell you about as well coming up. But we start here in the kitchen because if you're throwing an event or a special occasion, Infinity Convention Centre is one of the best places here in the city of Ottawa. I'm joined by General Manager Chris Bosley and Executive Chef Jason Peters. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here. Chris, let's start with you. You and I were just talking. You're saying you've had an incredibly busy year. Well, 9 months, right? Over the last 9 months. Tell us about it.
We're probably scheduled to have our best year yet.
Excellent.
2024. Unfortunately, with Christmas and the way it falls, January, February, March tends to be the quieter time. So, sales team's been very busy. Probably the last 3 months over Christmas of getting things ready, and we plan to do the majority of our 90% of our business will go from April to the end of December.
Fantastic. So happy to hear.
It's a fun place to be when it's hopping for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and like many businesses, you guys had a rough sort of couple of years there with the pandemic, but things are rolling along now. And Jason, you guys have a big Easter brunch coming up. What have you got planned for Easter brunch?
So we have a lot of different items between our hot and cold items. We have about 25 different things. Nice. We have some live action carving stations. So a brown sugar and Dijon crusted smoked leg of ham with a few garnishes.
Nice.
Some strip loin as well, omelet station, because everyone likes omelets.
Absolutely. Traditional, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
And you brought a little charcuterie along with you here
a few
today,
little items
right?
that we're going to have, some yogurt parfaits, charcuterie, smoked salmon. I started garnishing it. I'm going to add a couple more things as well. You'll see how easy it is, adding small elements, how it just ties everything together. And then we'll do a little warm dish in a few minutes.
Nice, sounds great. All right, well, yeah, you get started, and Chris and I will continue our conversation here, talk a little bit about why is it such a great place? You know, I mentioned off the top that, for special occasions, Infinity's a great spot for people.
We do a wide range of things. So obviously the weddings, we do a lot of Christmas parties, a lot of corporate galas. We've also started working with some of the local gyms, and we're doing actually fight clubs or fight nights.
Oh, really? Okay.
We have 4 of them booked. They put a ring right in the middle of the ballroom.
Awesome.
It's incredible. So, and one of the other things that we decided to branch out is new to us is doing these brunches. Easter brunch, whether you know it or not, it's March 31st. It's this Sunday, so it's relatively early this year. But yeah, we've decided to open up for brunch. From 11 till 2.
Okay.
You can make reservations. Just go on the website. It's there. And then also on May the 12th, Sunday, Mother's Day, we'll also do an Easter brunch.
Why that decision? I mean, you hadn't done it before, or you just figured, you have obviously you've got a great team over there, right, and excellent chefs.
I think a couple of reasons. I've been in this business a long time, and I know there's an opportunity for Easter brunch.
Okay.
We usually used to spend at my previous employment the Saturday mornings. Sorry, we're sold out. Sorry, we're sold out.
Right.
I'm hoping that this year, Ottawa tends to be a late town with booking things.
Yes,
so,
that is true.
We're hoping that we'll book here, but as I said, we have the flexibility of the space. So if it's a small group, we can have one room, and if it gets very large, we'll open up the entire space.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, there's also Easter Bunny will be there.
Oh, nice.
Taking some pictures with the children.
Wow, and the Easter Bunny's busy for him to be able to show up. That's fantastic.
And then while the children are having their pictures taken with Easter Bunny, we've got the bottomless mimosa for the adults to take care of.
Nice.
And then a strolling violinist and all kinds of activities for the kids as well.
Great.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun on Sunday.
What are you adding over there, Jason?
All right, so I've added a few different varieties of olives that we marinate.
Okay.
In-house, some dried figs, dried apricots, some nuts. Now I'm just adding dried cranberries.
Nice.
So all stuff same thing, if you decide to make this at home, take a quick trip to Bulk Barn, little baggies of everything. And
now that's a great idea.
Yeah,
actually.
it makes it easy for anyone to garnish.
Bulk Barn's a great spot for that sort of thing. Yeah. You're going to prepare a bit of a hot dish for us. What are you going to be making for us today?
So just a quick and easy gnocchi. So we have a bit of smoked bacon, roasted cherry tomatoes, garlic and shallots, some kale, and then we have a sun-dried tomato cream sauce that we're going to finish it off with at the end.
All right, you walk us through this.
All right, so we just need the pan's obviously hot by now.
Yeah.
So you don't want it too hot. And then we're just going to add our shallots and garlic. Sweat these a little bit.
You must have fun, like, you know, having the opportunity to do an Easter and a Mother's Day brunch. That must be fun for the team, right, to do something like that, especially with so many items available, right?
Exactly. It's nice. It's a little different than what we usually do. And we're able to, because of this, just able to do more of a custom menu.
Right.
Try to think of, you know, what I guess kids and parents would like for this, and then what mothers would prefer, I guess, for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So now I'm just adding a little bit of kale as well.
Okay.
I pulled it off the heat, so if it ever gets too hot for you,
just take it off.
Yeah, exactly. Don't keep cooking it.
I say this to chefs all the time, right? You don't know this stovetop, right?
Exactly.
So it's different for everybody, you know, no matter where you go, right? We all know our own stovetops well, and you come to a stranger's place and you just don't know.
Exactly,
so
but you don't need to be afraid.
With the gnocchi here?
So the gnocchi, we just gave them a quick sear.
Okay.
Well, they were blanched just in some salt water, and then a quick sear just to speed the process up.
Right.
And now we're just going to throw these in, so they're ready to go. So same thing, if you're having some family over, you can do this ahead of time.
Yeah.
Cool it down, so you don't need to spend the whole morning in the kitchen.
Well, yeah, that's it. Especially if you happen to be doing, you know, Easter. You know, obviously you're going for brunch at Infinity, but if you happen to be doing it, you know, another day and having people over, you don't want to be stuck in the kitchen doing it all to yourself. That's why, by the way, it's nice to go out to some place like Infinity where you don't have to do the cooking and all you have to do is socialize with each other. Let these guys do the cooking and the cleanup afterwards, right?
Exactly, and we have a big team takes care of all of this too. So a lot of this is done last minute as well, so it's fantastic.
So what is this? This is a rosé sauce?
You can call it a rosé, so sun-dried tomato cream sauce.
Okay.
The same basic components, just instead of tomatoes, we use the sun-dried tomatoes.
Okay.
So a little more zip to it, I find.
Yeah.
And just something that's, you know, a bit different
Even
than
a beautiful
what you
color
usually
too,
do.
right?
Exactly.
Looks fabulous. We're gonna plate it up here.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Would you want to plate it up?
Well, I trust Chef over me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna let the experts with the skills do it. Still some tickets available, I imagine, Chris, right?
Yep. You go on the online, infinityconventioncenter.com.
Okay.
It's very easy. The first thing you see, click on there and away you go.
If somebody's doing a special occasion, you mentioned, you know, weddings and things like that, how far in advance do you suggest people book, Chris?
We like to book as far ahead as possible, but we can pull something together, and if we have to, and the chef doesn't like this very well, we can pull it together in a week. Yeah. If we can get a hold of things, we'll make the event happen.
Is that true, Jason?
That I don't like it or that it happens?
Short notice.
I'm not,
Short notice, a little pressure.
That's right.
No problem with a little pressure,
And
right?
that's the thing. It keeps things interesting. Sometimes it can make it a little bit more difficult and challenging, but we like a challenge. So.
I love it. Good for you.
Yeah. So here it is.
There it is.
That's the finished
there you have
product.
it. It looks absolutely spectacular. I'm going to just show it to camera there. Look at that, guys. That looks, and by the way, we need smell-o-vision at some point. My goodness, that looks absolutely fantastic. For Mother's Day, Chris, can people book now, or should they wait, or what do you suggest?
I mean, we'll probably get it up right after on Monday morning, but if somebody's looking to book Mother's Day now, absolutely same way. The menu will somewhat be a little bit refined.
Okay.
The Easter Bunny won't be there, unfortunately.
No Easter Bunny, but lots of moms.
Lots of moms.
That's the best part.
Something special for the moms, but it'll be another great day.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Really
Thanks.
appreciate it. Speaking of Easter, coming up next, Lucia Zagumas is back on the show, and Purdy's Chocolatier. Their chocolates and sweets are bar none some of the best you can find, and of course, a Canadian business. We'll be back with that right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd Studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents. Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
Some of Canada's most interesting and accomplished people share their lives, careers, insights, and stories each week on Canada Files. I'm Valerie Pringle, and I'll be speaking with economist Mark Carney, actor Eugene Levy, author Louise Penny, and architect Moshe Safdie, among others. I hope you can join us.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. As promised, lifestyle blogger and influencer Lucia Zaguma is joining us on the show talking a little Easter. I mentioned Purdy's Chocolatier. Been around how many years now?
Gosh, Purdy's has been around for years, like over 100 years.
It's over 100
amazing.
Now, eh? Out in Vancouver,
That's right.
I believe they began,
on the West
right?
Coast they began, yeah.
Certainly one of my favorites. Now, before we get to that, you wanted to talk about some other Easter ideas,
course,
right?
Yeah, well,
because
Easter
there's lots
is
of
right
things
around the
going
corner.
around.
It's like this weekend.
I know. I can't believe
Which
it came so
wild
fast.
because my Easter's not till May 5th because I'm Greek, so we get more spring weather, I guess, right? So the Easter egg hunts outside is a little bit more probable to happen than perhaps this weekend, but you can still have loads of fun. There's always so much to do in Ottawa if you're brunching in all the restaurants or like you just had on in Infinity Centre. So you've got your Easter covered, whether you want to cook at home or go out with a family for a brunch or a lunch somewhere. And of course, there's things to do with the kids as well. You can take them to the Diefenbunker Museum for an Easter egg hunt. There's all the museums are open, so there's a lot of activities, a lot of Easter egg hunts for kids to take part in. And if it's a rainy day, you can also head to Place d'Orleans from today until the 30th because they have a special gift basket for all children that come in at guest services, which includes chocolates and coloring books. And so a little fun incentive to go. And there's also, of course, the Easter Bunny there, so you can kids can get their picture with the Easter Bunny.
They're not going to believe me if I say I'm a kid and try to get the chocolate,
well, it depends.
Well, we'll see. Hey, you're back. Speaking of Place d'Orleans, you're back next week.
That's right. Next week we're doing spring fashion with Place d'Orleans. That'll be so fun for kids of all ages, and we're looking at spring outfits that are under $100.
Oh, fantastic. Looking forward to that. Well, let's talk some Purdy's here. What have you brought along with you today?
Oh my gosh, Purdy's Chocolatier is the best place to go for chocolates. I mean, I know, we've talked about Purdy's before. I love that it's Canadian. I love that it's sustainable chocolate. I love that they give back to charities throughout the year. So at Christmas with their Dear Santa bars, they give back to CHEO and other Canadian hospitals. And there's always there's a fundraising aspect too. If your kid's school's looking for a fundraiser, you can always work with Purdy's and sell Purdy's chocolates instead of, some other chocolate brand that's not as good as Purdy's. And of course, for Easter, they have so much. Their hedgehogs, which are a classic. They have gift baskets that are already made for you, so you don't have to make it yourself if you're in a rush. If you need to give gifts to the family, you can pick up your Easter gift baskets. It's filled with their favorites, and they also have vegan chocolate, which is great too. If you're vegan.
And the great thing about these little gift baskets is, if your kids are getting a little older and they're not into the Easter egg hunt anymore.
Still something nice to give them, right?
Yeah,
so I do that for my kids too, and they're 18 and 16. So we can still have fun, and we can all enjoy chocolate no matter how old we are. And something fun that Purdy's has done this year is they've come up with Filbert. This is Filbert.
Oh, this is Filbert. I was wondering
and
who
Filbert is a hedgehog.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, they're famous for their hedgehog chocolates.
And so this is Filbert the hedgehog, and what they've come up with this year is, and here's little Filbert with his Easter ears. So Filbert can live in your home during the Easter period, so all this week, and he can get into trouble. So your kids can wake up in the morning and find Filbert has gone into the Easter basket, or he's unwrapped some chocolates. And so every day you can put Filbert back to his spot, and then the next day he's like getting into trouble again, and he's already gone into the Easter basket.
It's like the elf on the shelf idea.
Exactly.
This is brilliant, Purdy's. That is smart.
And it's a cute little plush, and you can have it. You can put it in your kid's gift basket and have fun with it for the entire Easter season. I mean, you can start early. You can start this week, whatever you want.
Look at this cute little guy. And you know what? He looks like he's going to get up to mischief, right? He even has that look about him.
And do you love the hedgehogs? They're like my favorite.
So
like it's very tempting being in the presence of this much chocolate, I've got to say.
Well, and Purdy's Chocolatier, they dropped this off at the station. I was telling you, like 4 weeks ago.
Right.
It's been sitting on my desk. It's been killing me not to eat any of it.
I'm so proud of you for not getting into it.
But yeah, one thing, I promise.
But you can feast after.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, for those that aren't familiar with the fact that you're celebrating on May 5th, so what traditionally do you do with the family? So that's
Greek Easter. So a big thing for Greek Easter is, of course, the lamb on the spit. So that's the highlight of the day, of course, the big lamb. And we always have like a big family get together, right? And the weather's nice. We're usually outside. There's a big tent over, the person that's cooking the lamb. Usually starts at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's a big feast. But Greeks like to feast no matter what. No matter the occasion. And Easter is just like takes it up a notch,
I used to host Greek Fest. We used to do Greek Fest live here on Rogers TV, and I used to host it. And like soon as I walked through the gates, like every Greek mother went, "You need to eat. Look at how skinny you are." And like just food was just coming all night long.
It's a constant for sure, absolutely. And of course chocolates, right? And there's the Easter dyeing of the dyeing of the eggs, but of course that's a tradition for Catholic Easter as well. And of course there's like the church service and all that stuff because the meaning of Easter is religious based for a lot of people. If not, it's about chocolates and fun and getting together with the family and having a good time. And I like that you can be creative and come up with your own ideas as well, whether you're buying a prepared basket or making your own. So another cute idea is even going to the dollar store and getting these cute little baskets and filling it up with the kids. Maybe get the kids involved in putting baskets together for their siblings or their friends, and just like leaving little chocolates around the house. Of course, the Easter egg hunt is always a big highlight of Easter, right?
Listen, we still do it to this day. Like my kids, my son's 24 years old, my daughter will be 19 at the end of May, and we still do the Easter egg hunt with them.
That's so great.
Oh, it's just so much fun, right?
Even for adults, you don't have to be a kid. And since Philbert has his bunny ears, you can get bunny ears for your kid as well and include them in the basket or as part of your Easter festivities. Maybe that can be a gift on like the Monday of Easter, and then fill these little Easter eggs you can also get at the dollar store and put your little Easter eggs inside as some ideas. So you put around the house, and then of course they do the wrapping for you, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you can actually buy this already previously wrapped,
exactly.
Right?
Or if you like to, do other things with it or wrap it yourself, you can get them unwrapped, or they come wrapped as well. So the choice is yours. And of course, this beautiful box here with more delicious chocolates inside.
Oh, this is just a whole bunch of different mix. Look at that.
So many good pieces. Like the sea salt caramels are one of my favorites as well.
So good
and these are the mini hedgehogs. So those are the baby versions of the big hedgehogs.
And the little pyramids there, the white chocolate and dark chocolate on there. Fantastic.
So
a big thanks, by the way, to Purdy's Chocolatier for always stepping up.
And coming up with so many great ideas for the whole family.
Sweet Georgia Browns.
Those are delicious. Do you love those?
These are my all-time favorite from Purdy's Chocolatier. Okay, I'm gonna. You heard the lady, guys. I get to go home with that one. Look at Ken's gonna get mad at me on camera there if I take the chocolates all to myself.
We have a lot to share.
Something that we do that's a lot of fun. I'll just share this with you before we go to break. Is we decorate. So we boil eggs, then we decorate them, and we have egg wars.
Oh,
and so you line them up and you smash them.
And is there like a winner? Does the winner get a prize?
Yeah, a winner usually gets some kind of prize. We have a little bit extra, right? So we might have a little basket, right, with a plush toy, like the hedgehog here. And so have some fun, give that a try. Hey, we'll see you next week, Lucia. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with more right after this.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 Scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit in to society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, Nishnawbe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
You will not want to miss the next hour to give. We're going to have an opportunity to speak with Dan Freed and Kevin Darling about Capital Prosperity Foundation. We're going to meet some members from Ottawa Police Service too. Join us then.
Welcome back to the show. Well, the deliciousness keeps on coming. My goodness, I'm getting spoiled on today's show. Doug Knight is the owner of Blazing Knights Food Company. He joins us on the show to talk about spring, summer, right? Just around the corner, Doug, finally.
Yeah, it's
finally.
An amazing time of year. Lots of people are going to be excited to be entertaining in their backyards again. So I thought today I'd talk a little bit about some simple appetizers and some classic sort of around-the-world flavors and different condiments like tzatziki. We're going to make some guacamole.
Nice.
I've also got a eggplant, roasted eggplant, red pepper, and spinach cream cheese.
Nice.
And some olives and some balsamic pearls. And we're also going to talk about torshi, which is this amazing new pickled Persian vegetable. This company's local. I've been working with them for the last 2 months.
Okay.
We're just working with a brand company right now. We've got a brand new label coming. It's really exciting.
Nice.
It's a really, really nice product. It's been made by their family for generations. And
Really,
it's just
eh?
an incredible product that's huge in Europe, but just really hasn't hit yet in North America.
Okay.
So it's just something we're bringing to the market, and it's a super tasty product. So
Yeah,
excited.
so what makes it different from sort of other pickling, would you say?
I think the spice blend and flavor profile, it just has a very unique style of process, plus the vinegars they use. It just makes just such an awesome product for entertaining, and it's one of those things that you can open the bottle, pour it in a jar, and serve, which is great. Everyone's looking for those simple, sort of easy appetizers to make life easier and actually enjoy the time as opposed to spending a ton of time cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you find out about torshi? What was your introduction?
So they actually reached out to me with my past experience as a craft sauce maker. They were interested in learning how to can properly and different techniques and just sort of how to get a brand out there. And there isn't really a book for that.
Right.
So it was a great transfer of what I used to do with my past job into a new job where I could help a new food company sort of take their product to the next level.
Wonderful. Great idea. So let's talk a little bit about what you brought along here. So this is a tzatziki that you made yourself, right? It's
so
homemade?
We got a homemade tzatziki with some balsamic pearls. It's on chimichurri crostini that I made this morning as well. This one here, the eggplant cream cheese is served on a chili dill garlic oil, roasted garlic oil, crostini, and we're going to make some fresh guac quickly to sort of show the guests about, this is sort of a fun, great little snack appetizer. Yeah. It's creamy, it's rich, it's something that I think a lot of people enjoy.
Agreed.
And you get a little bit of everything. You get some grease here, you get the chimichurri is an Argentinian thing.
Right.
And then you also have the Mexican side of things with the guacamole.
Nice.
So,
well, let's do some guac.
Yeah.
Let's make it up here. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't need this.
So I'm going to quickly spoon this into the bowl for you.
Right.
If you want to mash for me.
Absolutely.
And I'll just.
Do you like it well mashed, or do you like a little chunky?
Well, you know what? I think that's a preference.
Right? Okay.
I'm pretty open to
anything.
Anything.
As long as it's guacamole.
As long as it's guacamole.
You're like, I'm in. I'm all in.
As long as I can put it on the crostini, we're pretty much laughing.
I'm just going to slide this out of here.
Yeah.
And this is so incredibly healthy too. That's the other nice thing. I mean, everybody's eating avocados now. I mean, this is something that has absolutely exploded onto the scene, right?
It absolutely
the food
has.
scene. It's like, I would say about 10 years ago, you just, all of a sudden, it's in every grocery store, right?
Just gonna do a quick squeeze of lime in there as well. So the core of this, I've got some diced tomatoes, green onions, some cilantro, some cumin, salt, and lime juice. I am gonna release every Friday for the next month of April.
Yeah.
I'm going to be releasing one of these recipes on my Facebook page so that people can get these sort of things ready for summer, so they can practice a little bit, so they can get the recipe down to perfection, and then have it as a nice little appetizer for their guests this summer.
So that's on your personal Facebook
profile? That'll be on both my personal, my Gringos page, as well as my Blazing Nights Food Company page as well.
So what's new at Blazing Nights? You're still doing catering, I imagine?
So catering and doing some personal chefing. So I work with some clients a lot of times with dietary issues where they're struggling to get food that's quality, but and like a lot of the challenges, some of them have FODMAPs, which means no garlic, no onions. So as a chef, it's a super challenge. It's a serious challenge to try and generate flavors when you take two of the biggest aromatics out of the equation.
No kidding. So what do you use then as an alternative?
So lots of fresh herbs. Reductions. I'm a big sous vide guy. Sous vide really. On the protein side, when you learn how to sous vide properly, salmon, pork, chicken, it's just next level.
Really, eh? I gotta start getting into that. Yeah.
You know, I've done jerk chicken thighs and stuff like that, where you throw it in there. It's about a 2 hours time in the sous vide, and then just finish it in the oven, and it's just so beautiful.
Nice.
Like, and there's no moisture loss. It's cooked at the perfect temp, and you can infuse a lot of flavors into that bag, which is great.
Yeah, and I guess it's not a lot of work, right? Once you put it in the bag and have the flavors in there, you just pop it in and wait.
And then all you're doing is reverse searing or grilling to finish. So, you know, it's.
Are you going to be showing any of that on your Facebook? Because that I want to see too. Or maybe I'll have you back and we can do a little bit of sous vide.
We'll talk about sous vide for sure another time. It's super exciting, and as well as brining. Like with barbecue season coming. Brining changes your protein so much. It actually changes the molecular structure of the cells in the meat, plumps them up, adds more. They can hold more moisture, so they stay more. You can also hold more flavor.
Yeah, and I guess we normally would just do that like turkey dinner, right? We brine the turkey, but you're saying we could pretty much brine any
almost
protein?
Anything, almost any protein. And, you know, I've done squid, I've done octopus, I've done chicken, turkey, I've done jerk chicken thighs, roast beef. Like and seafood is. Obviously, another one, shrimp. You can brine shrimp in 30 minutes. And it just holds the moisture, and the protein just stays so much more tasty and juicy.
Yeah, and people are looking to simplify things, right? And everyone always talks about, I don't have time to cook, and you can really simplify your life. You can probably, have that in the bag in the fridge for a couple of days if you want ahead of time, right? And then have it ready for dinners.
Absolutely.
Right? Doug, remind everybody at home where they can find you on social media.
So I'm all over Facebook, Blazing Nights Food Company, as well as Gringos Blazing Sauces, and Doug Knight is my personal Facebook page. If you have any questions or need personal chef needs, please reach out.
Fantastic.
Look forward to it.
Doug, always a pleasure. Thank you, man. You come back sometime. We'll talk some more sous vide.
Absolutely.
I want to learn from you about that. We got lots more coming up after the break. We'll tell you about the Good Run is making its return. We've got all the details coming up.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else. Here comes the 67th. Wow. And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs are coming soon to Rogers TV.
On Rogers TV.
I still remember the games. The laughter, the footsteps through the hallway. I'll never forget the challenges.
Every day I come back from work, it's always like this. We're yelling in front of the kids.
I'll never forget the help we needed. How far we've come.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
One of my next guests cannot keep his eyes off Doug Knight's food. Oh my goodness, that guacamole is absolutely delicious. The Ottawa Humane Society back on the show to tell us about the fantastic lottery they have. I'm joined by Carly Ouellette. She is coordinator of events over there at the Ottawa Humane Society. And we introduce to you Hoover the dog. Hoover, welcome to the show. Carly, welcome. Great to have you here. The pet always steals the show here. Carly, tell me a little bit about Hoover.
So Hoover is a 4-year-old Rottweiler, and he came to us as a stray. He's a performer, so he loves to cuddle and snuggle, and he always needs some games and different things to keep him busy. So the family that's looking for him would be one that is out and about, doing activities, and is able to play fetch and hide and seek with him.
Nice, excellent, and he obviously he loves food.
Yes.
Because again, he's looking over there at Doug's food. You've got a great lottery, just a couple of days left, right, before the deadline. Let's talk about this lottery and the importance of it to the Ottawa Humane Society.
Yeah, so the lottery closes on Thursday at noon. The big grand prize is a 2024 Audi SUV, but all of the proceeds go towards our mission. So the money goes towards the care and the surgery and the medicine and the love that all of our animals need, especially animals like Hoover. Hey, buddy.
And a big shout out to Audi Ottawa West, by the way, who very kindly, I think it's worth over $70,000, this beautiful SUV. And there's a 50-50 as a bonus, right?
There is. We're at more than $18,000 right now. So if you purchase your tickets and keep making the number go up, you could win more.
Wonderful. And the draw deadline is 12 p.m. and then they draw right away, pretty much. An hour later at 1 p.m., the big grand prize draw for that. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the programs. You and I mentioned summer camp. Registration is open. Probably filled already because they do fill up quickly, but that's a great opportunity, right, for kids?
It is. The summer camps are great. We also do birthday parties on the weekends. So if you can't get into camp, you can do a lot of the same activities at your birthday party. And we also have some youth opportunities as well. We're doing a youth pet sitting course, which is really interesting, as well as a youth foster program that's getting some of our small animals into youth homes so that they can be out of the shelter and in a home environment.
Yeah, and it's a nice way to get the youth involved, right, in caring for a pet too, and understanding how important that care. So when you say smaller, like rabbits and guinea pigs.
And guinea pigs, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about the importance of fostering, because you rely on a lot of volunteers. How does that foster program work, Carly?
So our foster program is wonderful. Those volunteers take those animals into their home. They give them lots of love. Any of the medications that they need, they support us with that. And then they bring the animals back in for their medical appointments, their spay and neuter appointments, which is super important. And it basically just reduces their stress.
Right.
Because some animals can't really be in the shelter environment. It's just too much for them. And so being in that home environment just helps kind of ease them, and then we can find their best fit for their forever home. They also the fosters bring them in for adoption appointments as well.
Right. Let's talk about adoption, right?
Yeah.
The nice thing is you can go online on ottawahumane.ca,
Yes, we can.
and you actually have bios there, right, for all the pets. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was speaking about the bios before. Is Hoover is a performer, and so with those bios, you can kind of see what the animal is like, how they'll be at the home, what kind of family they would fit into, as well as whether they have maybe behavior needs or medical needs, so things that they might need in the aftercare once they get adopted. But you can find out all of those information about the bios on our website, ottawahumane.ca.
Before somebody adopts, what do you suggest, Carly? I mean, that's a conversation you should be having with family, right, to figure out what's going to be the best fit, right?
Definitely. You have to look at your lifestyle as well as finances and just how much time you are willing and able to put into the entire life of that animal.
Right.
It's not just temporary, they're there forever. So just making sure that you can commit to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredibly important to sit down with everybody in the family and figure out, who's going to be responsible for what as well, right?
Yeah.
And always suggest to be careful that you don't surprise somebody with a gift as an animal.
Yes, right? Responsible pet ownership is huge, especially around these kind of holiday times. We're getting into Easter and summer. So, if you're thinking family holidays and you're looking for a pet, make sure you're willing to bring that pet with you.
Any advice? You mentioned holidays. Yeah, Easter around the corner. A lot of people coming over, right? You got chocolates are going to be all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Not very good for pet. What advice do you give to people that have pets at home when you're having a busy family and friends day coming
just
over?
Make sure to pay attention to them too. They're going to want attention, but also to keep those unfriendly foods out of reach of your pets. But also too, if you're need more information about those sorts of things, I definitely would say give a look at our website, and there should be more information on there about kind of how to keep safe during the holiday times.
Right. Yeah, and you have some workshops going on. I was on the website. You have one of your essentials on March 27th is the last one, right?
Yes, it is. So we had this anxiety workshop with a lot of amazing veterinarians around like North America who are doing stuff with us.
Okay.
And I'm not fully well versed in exactly what they're about, but definitely talking about pet anxiety.
Yeah.
And especially in dogs, and just how to kind of combat that and different things like that.
Yeah, and it's one of the great programs that you offer through the Ottawa Humane Society.
So many webinars.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, you can register at ottawahumane.ca.
Yes, you can.
A reminder of the deadline and how people can get their tickets as well.
Yeah, so the deadline is this Thursday, March 28th at noon. You can purchase your tickets at forthelovelottery.ca, both the main draw and the 50 tickets, and the winner will be announced at 1 p.m. on March 28th.
Very exciting. I've got my ticket, so make sure you get yours. There's the website right there on your screen. Again, a chance to win that Audi Q5 Progressive SUV, an absolutely beautiful vehicle valued at over $70,000. Another shout out as well to Audi West Ottawa for that generous donation of that. Again, you're going to be helping so many pets like this beautiful guy here, Hoover.
Yeah.
Well named, by the way. Hey, this time it's the good run coming up after the break. We'll give you all the details. Don't go anywhere.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Johnny wanted to go back home. It was 1,000 kilometers away. They forced him to go to the Indian residential school. More than 150,000 of us children had to go. They wanted to change us.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Kill the Indian and the child. It's been called cultural genocide. I survived residential school. My brother Johnny did not.
Chani Wenjack was one of thousands of children who died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy today.
On Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
You'll be happy to note, as I said, the Good Run is returning. It's coming up on May 11th here to give us all the details and tell us why it supports such a great organization. I'm joined by Carly Scharf. She's the interim executive director of the Osgood Youth Association. Welcome. Great to have you here, Carly.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I said to Carly, interim probably not for long because she's fantastic. Carly, let's talk a little. Yeah, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the association.
Yeah, so I actually started with OYA in 2011 when I was a grade 11 student myself. Actually, I guess 2010 technically.
Okay.
So I've been involved in OYA as both a participant and a volunteer. And then OYA went, oh, we need to hire somebody. And I went, I'd love to do that job.
Awesome.
So next thing I knew, I was a youth worker. Then I was the outreach and event coordinator, then program manager, and now a natural progression as our ED left us about a week ago. So I'm a week and 2 days into this position.
All right, okay.
But I'm on TV, so I must be doing something right.
You're doing something right, for sure. What was it like, that experience, when you mentioned you were grade 11? How important was working with them to you at that time?
Yeah, so OYA was really instrumental in my life in terms of like feeling a sense of community and feeling like there was a place I belonged in, because being a teenager is really, really hard.
Yeah.
And let alone the teenagers we're seeing right now where I work, they've been through a pandemic as well, right?
That's right.
So they're facing bullying, they're facing sexuality, they're facing trying to get enough sleep and go to school and navigate hormones and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So just having a safe place when I was a teenager to go to, what made, I think, a really big difference in my development as a person.
Nice.
Yeah.
What sort of programs do you offer through Osgood Youth Association?
Yeah, so we have a variety of programs. We work on a grade-based system because we find once kids head for middle school and high school, their worlds kind of change, right? Like the types of things we're talking about being exposed to is much different than a fourth grader.
For sure.
So our after-school program is for grades 2 to 6, and that's a pre-registered program. You can sign up for individual days or the full week.
Okay.
We also run summer camps, March break camps, and winter camps for that same age group. Then we have our teen drop-in program. So OYA is a beautiful space because it's like walking into somebody's house. So we have an air hockey table, a pool table, an Xbox One, a kitchen. Yeah, there's so many things to do. Board games.
My God, that's amazing.
Yeah, so the teenagers just come and they hang out. And they just have a space to be teenagers.
That's fantastic. I love it.
And then we have our Youth Advisory Council program, which runs multiple events throughout the year. So they're responsible for our Haunted Trail in the fall. They help out with Christmas in the Village and Canada Day. And they are our hype squad, which I brought a sample of today for you.
This is great.
At our Good Run.
Yeah, let's talk about the Good Run. As I said, it returns again. What makes this so special compared to some other runs out there?
Yeah, so the Good Run is really unique because it's taking place in a rural village.
Right.
So what a lot of people don't know about Ottawa is 80% of our geographical area is actually rural landmass. And Osgood is one of those villages that exists. So we close down the streets and we do a 2K and a 5K through the village. Our 2K, we invite you to bring your furry friends with you.
Nice.
So we are very dog friendly. And our 5K is actually a timed bib race. So you get bibs and there's a timing chip in it. So it's great for people who are just looking to run their first 5K, and it's great for people who are looking to like get ready for Ottawa race weekend and warm up with a nice 5K on Mother's Day weekend.
You mentioned the Hype Squad. What does the Hype Squad do?
Yeah, so the Hype Squad is our Youth Advisory Council friends. So those are youth in grades 7 to 12 who just hype up the crowd. So normally I would have this great big bubble machine and we'd have lots of music playing. And today they would run up to you and they go, "Hi, Derek, welcome Sunglasses.
Oh, thank you.
Here. I don't know what those are called.
Olay. Yeah.
And here is some free, and Good Run merch.
Oh my goodness, I got free stuff. I'm ready to run.
And now you are like super ready to run your run.
Yeah, now I'm an official runner.
Yeah,
now that I have
like
all
you
my
are
gear.
ready to have the best Saturday of your life.
I love it. I love it. So the race route, it just goes right through the entire village. I imagine people come out to cheer people on. I mean, that's the magic of something like this,
Yes,
right?
exactly. And we try to make Race Central a really inclusive spot for people. So we do things like this. We give away free stuff. We have chalk on the ground for the kids to do. We have some local vendors and service providers there setting up booths. We have the Kona shaved ice track. And if you have never had Kona shaved ice,
it is
awesome.
So good. We're looking at some pictures of some past runs here. So you can just see how much fun, a great family event
Yes, it's a super great family event. And last year we handed out, as you can see on that last dog, we handed out Good Run made bandanas for dogs.
Oh, nice.
So we are inclusive of the event for dogs. We hand out dog treats. We have water bowls everywhere.
Excellent.
So we encourage people to bring their pets out as long as they are friendly with other dogs.
Yeah, of course. New this year, you've got a costume contest too, right?
Yes. So last year, we're always looking for innovative ways to make the Good Run even better.
Right.
So our committee this year was like, why don't we host a costume run? It's totally optional. You can dress your dog up.
Okay.
You can dress yourself up. Last year, we actually had 3 people come in these inflatable T-Rex costumes and ran the 2K.
Yes, we actually had a photo of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was super awesome. So we just want to encourage people to feel free to come and take the race seriously if you're prepping for a race weekend. There is space for that, but there's also a ton of space for those of us who are not professional runners and just want to get out and have fun together and raise money for a good cause.
Yeah, so how does the fundraising work exactly, Carly?
Yeah, so we charge for the 2K and the 5K.
Okay.
Right now it's cheaper if you pre-register online. We do walk-up registrations on race day. However, it is more, the price goes up because it's a last-minute kind of thing for us.
Yeah.
But we also collect sponsorship. So I was going to wear my Good Run T-shirt today, but it was dirty, to be honest. But normally we put all the sponsors on the back of the T-shirts, and we put out big thank yous on OES social media.
Nice.
So we do.
Are there still opportunities for sponsors?
There are still opportunities for sponsors. So if anyone is interested in sponsoring the Good Run, please reach out to me. That would be great.
Well, obviously a great cause. I mean, if you've got the camps, after-school program, you've got youth mental health that you help with as well, right? Don't you have a counselor on site too?
Yes, so we actually have a few really beautiful partnerships surrounding youth mental health. So one is with the Rural Ottawa Youth Mental Health Collective.
Okay.
This is agencies across rural Ottawa who saw that mental health, particularly for rural youth, is suffering, and the services that exist in Ottawa are not accessible. So for example, a lot of services are located downtown.
And it's not easy for somebody that's young living in a rural community to get there. These are fantastic partnerships. Carly, really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me.
I'll remind you at the end how to register. We brought up the website on the screen there. Thank you, Carly. That was.
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd Studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents.
Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
You will not want to miss the next hour to give. We're going to have an opportunity to speak with Dan Freed and Kevin Darling about Capital Prosperity Foundation. We're going to meet some members from Ottawa Police Service too. Join us then.
Welcome back to the show. My next guest is releasing her third solo album in June of this year. She's released a single. She's got another single being released, by the way, in just a couple of days. She's going to be performing at a fantastic spot called The Turning Point, Ottawa. We want to give you a little taste of what you can expect from that performance. Here is Christine St. Pierre and her song AC.
Je voyagerai aux quatre coins du monde, comme une étrangère vagabonde. J'irai tracer mon histoire et je dessinerai ma gloire. Oh 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 oh, oh oh, oh oh, oh oh. Les yeux fixés sur l'horizon, je me laisse charmer par l'abandon. Sans même savoir où je vais, j'avancerai sans crainte ni regret. Et si je lâchais prise? Oh, et si je me laissais porter par la brise? Oh, et si je prenais chaque instant pour te dire je t'aime beaucoup plus souvent. Je n'ai qu'une vie pour...
St. Pierre, one of her latest singles off her brand new album called Love and Vulnerability. She joins me in studio. Welcome back. Great to have you here. Let's first of all tell me a little bit about that song and the inspiration behind it.
So AC in English is kind of what if.
Right.
So what if I were to let myself fall? What if you were to jump in? What if you were to just go for it? So it's a little bit of that sentiment.
Right.
And also, I mean, I wrote it during the pandemic, and it was also about not being afraid of telling people that you love them.
Yeah,
and no matter who they are, you know, your parents, friends, your children, but just making sure that you tell people how you feel and just not being afraid.
I think that speaks to the whole album, right?
Yes.
I mean, love and vulnerability, but these were songs what you've written over about love over what your 14-year span, right? And then it's about different types of love, right? Throughout the album. Tell me a little bit about the album as a whole.
Yeah, so the album, I started working on it in 2021, and it was meant to be a very quick thing.
Okay.
Just taking the songs, English songs that I had written over the last 14 years that I hadn't released.
Okay.
Because I had been focusing on French music, although this song isn't French. And so and when I kind of put it all together, it was all these songs about, you know, one song is about thinking about my mom who passed away, and a song I had been wanting to write for so long. Another song is about my daughter, so that feeling of, you know, being pregnant for the first time and being scared but also excited, and so kind of all these emotions.
Yeah.
And so a little bit of all these different types of loving relationships and the emotions that come with it, and you know, a little bit of the fear and so all of that together.
You know, I loved, you know, some of the things that you sent, and you know, I really appreciate you being. I mean, Love and Vulnerability is a perfect title for the album, because I can tell that you're vulnerable, and you don't mind being vulnerable, because you wrote, and you know, when you wrote to me about some of the discussion points, you said, you know, I'm a single mom now, and it's a really difficult balance between, you know, doing music and concerts and spending time with kids. How do you manage that?
Well, I mean, I was very lucky when we were a family. I was very much supported, and so when we had our kids, they were always with us. And then after the separation, it's just a recalibration, if I can say. But I think the biggest thing for me has been to bring them with me, and it's been just wonderful, the support from the community. So whether I go to a TV show or a radio interview or a show, I've been able to kind of bring them, you know, not super late at night, but
of course,
you know, whenever it's possible. And I've had people also support me in coming and helping me, and so they're kind of growing up around the environment.
It's a great environment to grow.
Yeah,
and it's a great environment to grow up in. You're going to be doing a kid show at the Ottawa Grassroots Festival too, and maybe we'll have you back as we get closer to that. But I want to talk about the turning point. You're going to be performing with some great artists, and including the guitar player that you were just playing with there.
So the guitar player is Nick James Beaton, who is the owner of the Turning Point, and I've heard that you know, some people don't know about the Turning Point. So it's a used record and CD and DVD establishment, and it's been there for more than 40 years. And I know that Nick has been wanting to turn it into a bit of a music venue.
What a great idea. What a great spot.
Yes.
Right? I mean, surrounded by music and having artists performing in that space is just, I'm going to go check it out. As I just said to you off camera, I didn't even know about this. And I'm a huge vinyl fan. So I'll remind everybody in a moment when and where that's happening. But thank you so much, Christine. Really appreciate the time. Thanks. And congratulations on the new album. You're welcome.
On Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, lots to go through to wrap up today's show. Again, you can catch Christine St. Pierre and those other wonderful artists at the Turning Point, Ottawa. That's this Thursday, March 28th at 8 p.m. They're located at 411 Cooper Street, and you can find out more about Christine on her website, christinestpierre.com. The Good Run, Saturday, May 11th. You've got your 2K that starts at 9 a.m. and your 5K that begins at 10 a.m. Make sure you get there a little bit earlier, though. And don't forget the 2K. You can bring your pet along. You can dress up. There's a costume contest to go. You can go to o-ya.ca to find out more about that event. Just click on the event information. Easter brunch at the Affinity Convention Center. Of course, that's coming up this weekend, right? Sunday, March 31st, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can visit infinityconventioncenter.com to get your tickets for that, and it'll most likely will sell out. So make sure you get your tickets early. And the deadline for the Love of Animals lottery Murray in support of the Ottawa Humane Society. That deadline's coming up Thursday, March 28th at 12 p.m. The grand prize draw at 1 p.m. And you can visit the website for more information and, of course, to adopt one of those beautiful animals. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Karen. I'm here with my best friends Shane and Monique. Join us on Rogers TV for Fitness Faction. Every week we're going to take you through a full body workout. We've got strength training, we've got cardio, we've got HIIT. Ladies, let's get back into it.
I think we've got 10 more skaters. Let's go.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else.
Here comes the 67th.
Wow. And now